before we leave this page, I want to make a comment about 1.2. As far as I can tell, this commentary is about a specific title that's on our list, which is The Boy in Striped Pajamas. And I have received very thoughtful comments from families in the district who call into question why this book is on our list at all. I don't believe it should be, and I'm not making this comment in any sense to usurp the authority of our educators in making these decisions, but rather from the framework that we as a board review and evaluate the titles that are brought before us. I don't know how this title got to be on the list, and I don't know that any of us remember that process. If it were brought forward, first of all, I don't think it would be brought forward again in the current circumstance. It's not, the book was not authored by someone who represents the diversity in the title. It was written by a white Catholic male. There's so many things wrong with this book. It glosses over the truth of a world event that has to be dealt with truthfully and factually, which is the Holocaust. It ends with sympathy for the young German boy, and readers are left with the impression that the, quote, wrong person was executed. There are just so many things wrong with this title. And I've seen arguments that you can consider a book like this if you're going to teach about what's wrong with it. And if we were talking about an advanced critical theory literature class at the college level, I could understand that argument, but we're not. We're talking about whole class instruction in our K-12 system. So I don't believe that it could pass a review today. And I think that if we are completely convicted about the books that we do bring forward and approve, then we have to be willing to reconsider decisions that were made by other people in the past. We don't remember exactly. And I also want to make clear that I understand there's a fear of backlash if we were to take a book off of our lists. So I want to make very clear that I don't believe those questions should be fielded by individual teachers or principals at school sites necessarily, that all of us here together make these decisions, and that we are therefore accountable to them. But I think it deserves consideration that there could be times when there are books that are relics or legacy selections on our lists that we need to reconsider, and I think Boy in Striped Pajamas fits that category.
One of the most celebrated articles of law is the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Some of the most significant laws to provide people the basic human rights that have been so terribly missing in this country for so many years. The Civil Rights Act outlawed discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin. Amongst a host of other protections, it did not end discrimination, but it did open the door to further progress, which is what we all want. What would you say if I said that there's a recorded board meeting with members making statements that would counter the Civil Rights Act? There was a discussion on a prior board-approved book called The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I simply cannot understand how we, as a school board, would approve what amounts to child pornography and teaching anal sex to 12-year-olds, yet The Boy in the Striped Pajamas somehow sounds threatening. I honestly don't know much about the book. However, the board comments are very concerning. Laura Gill made a point on the color of the skin of the author, the sex, and the religion as major point of issue: color of skin, sex, and religion. I wonder what Ms. Gill thinks racism is defined, or genderism. I really have to question the entire administration and board for allowing it. No public outcry, no public statement, no apology, as if it's normal conversation. I wonder what discussions happen behind closed doors away from the public eye of video recordings. I'm glad this one was recorded. I wonder what would all those people in those protected classes would think, or how the public would judge, or a judge might view such statements. How is it possible that we have a board member state not one, but 3 protected classes of people? How is this possible? How is it we have ethnic studies yet miss something so glaring? The elephant in the room. I have to wonder if anyone bothered to point this out to Ms. Gill as a problem. How does the board continue to discuss words like social, emotional, and inclusion, yet somehow make skin color, gender-based, anti-religious into 3 legally protected people groups? Some of our schools' names were changed out of fear of being offensive, yet somehow skin color, gender, anti-religious comments have been allowed. The hypocrisy and violations of civil rights has to be pointed out. I would like to know what this school board is going to do to hold Ms. Gill accountable. Based on the severity of these comments,
Thank you, Sean.
I expect you'll do the right thing.